My name is Vernard Alsberry Jr. I'm from the village of Hazel Crest. I'm running for village president of the village of Hazel Crest. I'm not sure if any of you guys are from the village of Hazel Crest. We're located next to Markham Country Club Hills. And I'm running on a slate called Concerned Citizens Party because we're concerned about our community. One of our biggest issues that we're running on in the village of Hazel Crest is that our village board just voted themselves a 350% pay raise. So, to me, I'm a village trustee at this time right now. I voted against the pay raise. We have a mayor, this is his first term, and he felt that he deserved more money. And during these economic times, I felt that was ludicrous. And not only that, we didn't talk about it. It was just came to the board meeting, it was on the agenda, everybody voted yes, I voted no. So that's one of the main points what I'm running on. And also transparency in government. I asked State Representative Will Davis that question because we have a group of mayors who are trying to get federal monies to come straight to the villages and cities so they can control the dollars themselves. They feel that if they can have that happen, that they are better stewards of the dollars. I don't think so. They're not better stewards. I'd rather see some type of oversight. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've lived in the village of Hazel Crest for 13 years. I have a graduate degree in public administration. I'm a 10-year veteran of the United States Air Force. I'm also the president of the South-Southwest United Way. So as the president of United Way, we raise money to give money away. So some of the issues that you guys are talking about, community-based organizations and partners with the United Way, we see the issues that are happening. We see the problems that are coming to the Southland. And it's becoming more difficult every day to address those issues because of the influx of individuals from Chicago and the needs that they bring with them. So, with me being involved with United Way, I'm quite sure, I am aware of the needs that's going to be needed in the village of Hazel Crest. Now, Hazel Crest has not had a lot of growth in the last 4 years. We've had an increase in crime, which is directly related to not being prepared for the things that's coming from the city of Chicago. Also, we need to partner more in the village of Hazel Crest and the Southland. The issue with the South is not just Hazel Crest, Country Club Hills, or Madison or Richmond Park. Our issues are regional issues. If you talk to anyone that's from any one of these cities and villages, it's the same issues. High taxes, not a lot of business coming to the community, and schools on the watch list. Every one of these communities have the same problem. And the only way we can address these issues are having leaders that are able to partner with one another and attack the issues as a team. Yeah. These villages and towns cannot survive. We can't survive by ourselves. We're going to die alone if we don't work together. Yep. So the conversation should be during this election is not if you're just running for village mayor or president or alderman and what you're going to do in your community. The issue should be what you're going to do for the region. Because the region has to thrive and for all of our towns to survive. I work closely with what I feel are good representatives in our community. When Robert Kelly ran for office, I worked with Robert Kelly. When Senator Barber was senator, running for U.S. Senator, I was a Bourbon Township coordinator. Will Davis, I was his campaign manager when he ran the first time and the second time. So what I've tried to do is I've been involved in the Southland is to work with leaders that have a like-mindedness. Leaders that talk in regional issues, not just small town issues. Because we're not a small town anymore, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at what's happening in the Southland. What's happening to us, we become one big city with the same issues, with different names for each part of the town. Instead of South Side, we got Richmond Park. Instead of East Side, we got Country Club Hills. So it's different sides of towns if you look at Chicago. But the reality out here, guys, we're all in the same boat. I don't care if you live in Battle Train or Hazel Crest proper, and Village of Hazel Crest. The issues are mirrored. And so we have to have leaders that are able to come together, talk about what's happening in the region, then go to the state, and then go to Washington to talk about how we're going to survive, to be able to keep our homes and not lose our homes because of taxes. To be able to educate our kids, not have to send all our kids to private schools in order for them to get a fair and equal education. So that's the issues that I'm running on. Even though I care about Hazel Crest where I live at, I know that if I walk across the street, I'm in Markham. If I go 2 more blocks, I'm in Homewood. If I take my car and go to Walmart's, I'm in Country Club Hills. So it's not that we have this vast space between us. We are partners in this. So what I'm asking you tonight, those of you who care about what our region is all about, the people that are coming here to speak this evening are just like you. We're the ones that worked on the campaign for Obama for change, and we need your help so that we can continue to grow in the Southland. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Anybody have any questions?
Questions.
Any questions for Vernard?
Bernard.
Nobody has a question.
No
I'm going to ask
Yes,
a
here you
question.
Oh, God.
So go ahead, Vernard.
Yeah, I would just ask, how would you intend to form a regional coalition instead of having each mayor in each town working for his own entity, so to speak? How would you form this thing? And it would have to be an economic link, I would imagine, right?
Yes. Right now, and the state representative really, Davis really address it. Each town has given their state representative or senator issues that are really paramount in their community as far as infrastructure, for our schools. Those things are already sitting there ready to be given to the state and for the federal programs. We need to take the leaders in each one of these towns and look at these issues and see how can we pick things that's going to be important for all of us, because we can't get all what we want, but we need to sit down around the table somewhere and be able to talk about, well, you need bridges over here, you need new streets over here, your educational structure here needs more help than mine. And not be selfish about what we're asking for, but be fair, and so that we can all grow together.
Hi, how are you? District 152 is one of the school districts that I was referring to. And the educational system, I met with the director of curriculum and instruction there as well as the superintendent. And they're saying that the teacher attendance is worse than the children's. And we had a meeting to start a program there. They had 6 parents. So what is your plan for improving the educational system in that area? I know that...
So 152 and a half, correct?
Yeah, 152 and a half, sorry. 152 and a half, right. I know, a portion of it is your area, some other areas. But, right, exactly. But what would be your specific plan for improving education? Because the reality is, if the kids are not being educated, that's where crime comes from. That's where the lack of the ability to improve themselves economically comes from. So we need some real concrete support from the mayors and other people in the area in order to make those improvements.
152 and a half has a long history of educational issues. 3 years ago, they had like 4 different superintendents, and the board came on, and I had put someone on this board. You know, they fired their superintendents. Now, superintendents have contracts. So if I'm paying you $100,000 and I fire you, and you got 2 more years, and then I hire another superintendent for another $100,000, then I fire that superintendent, I'm still paying these guys. Then I got another superintendent I bring on, I hire him for $150,000. And then you say, why are we in trouble? We're in trouble because we spend a lot of money on people who are not working. Now, 152 and a half is under the WATCH program, the financial watch program for the state, which they are beginning to come out of that. And so it goes back to where I'm talking about working together with this organization that we can put together for everybody can kind of talk about what's going on. 152 and a half is a problem because education in the South Suburbs, guys, has gotten very, very political. I don't know if you guys have been reading your papers. You know, you got people that are superintendents, and then they got their cousin that's the security guard, and then they got their uncle who works as the vice principal. So it's become a man, and somebody's going to speak to that soon. I think we got another candidate coming to talk about this, good friend of mine. But that is some of the issues that's going on in the South Suburbs. I mean, we do have an issue with the kids and the educational piece, but we got an issue with some of these adults and the way they're conducting business at the expense of our children. And so the first thing we got to deal with is getting rid of some of these people, and people being parents being more aware of what's happening in the school system to address that problem. But, and to progress and answer your question, is that we have a lot of retired school teachers in the South Suburbs who taught at Chicago schools, who decided to come out here and retire. We can get the coalition of teachers very easily. I have teachers who are always asking, how can I volunteer? But you got a lot of people who got their hands out talking about how can I volunteer, but they want something in their hand also. But we need to get real volunteer. Again, volunteerism, which our president is talking about, has to become real again. We lost that somewhere. Somewhere in the mix, that piece of volunteerism has dissipated, and people are no longer volunteering. So we got to deal with some root problems first. But first, we need to change our elected officials and some of the positions that are being paid so that the children can be recognized.
Thank you very much.
I'm just cutting y'all some-
May I